Two best friends are about to tell you about other best friends.
Let's talk about that. Good mythical morning.
Thank you for making us a part of your daily routine and for allowing us to ask you to ask us for advice via Facebook and Twitter.
It's a beautiful relationship.
That has happened, and now we have selected a discrete number of you to then give advice, but we're not gonna give the advice discreetly. We're gonna give it the opposite of discreetly.
It's not really a discrete number. We're gonna say who asked the question.
Well, there's
you
a certain.
You can count how many they are.
Kyra Morgan asks, Morgan's is multiple of her. How can I have a famous best friend?
Well, Kyra Morgans, I have a theory that famous people want to be friends with famous people. So I'm sorry, if you want to be friends with a famous person, you need to get famous. Case in point, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, which I always want to say Affleck, but I'm gonna make myself say Affleck.
Well, you just said both.
These guys are childhood friends. You know that they wrote Good Will Hunting together back in 1997, and they have maintained a very strong friendship. I was gonna say on and off the court. I don't know why I was gonna say that like they're athletes.
They're basketball players.
Yeah, they're famous NBA basketball players, not. And actually, rumor has it that their friendship was maintained through Affleck's dark years when he made that Jiggly movie.
That's not how you say it.
I don't know. I can't remember. I didn't see it. Jiggly?
I don't even know.
Is it Jiggly? I think it's Jiggly because J-Lo was in it.
The movie, I don't know that the movie actually
Jiggly.
exists anymore. It's like, did Tom Cruise jump off the couch? No, he just stood on the couch. Did Al Gore invent the internet? No, he never said that. But, well,
is it Jiggly or Jiggly?
I think it's an urban legend. It never existed.
Is it Giggly? It's Giggly. It's like a funny movie.
Tobey Maguire and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh,
They're famous friends. Friends since 25 years ago.
Friends since 25 years ago.
That's true, that's how long they've been friends. They met as child actors while auditioning for the same roles in the mid 80s. I mean, who's more famous? I wonder if there's tension there. I mean, it's the first Spider-Man versus Leo in Critters 3. Big fan of Critters 3.
That Critters 3, huh? Okay, how about Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston? This is crazy. They starred on a show called Friends, and then they became friends. What?
I'm going historical on y'all. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. I mean, founding fathers.
What if the show had been called Enemies?
This episode?
No.
Oh, their show. Oh, see, I was already back in like inventing the Constitution, Declaration of Independence.
But it just hit me. What if it had been called Enemies?
It wouldn't have worked.
Okay, all right, just throwing something out there.
They were friends. It would have been deceptive.
Yeah, okay.
People would have felt ripped off.
I got a new sitcom in the works called Enemies.
Okay. Can I talk about John Adams and Thomas Jefferson? Because this is actually pretty cool. They were friends, founding fathers, both presidents. Then they became adversaries for 10 years.
Adversaries?
That's what I wrote down.
How about adversaries?
Adversaries.
How about enemies? Oh, it's a sitcom about John Adams and Thomas Jefferson called
Adversaries.
Enemies.
Let's call it Adversaries.
10 years into the seasons, it becomes Friends Part 2.
Right.
Because they become friends again.
Yeah, for 14 years they traded letters and all the way until they were on their deathbeds. And then at the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, they both died on the same day.
Yep.
John Adams' last words were, Thomas Jefferson still survives, but he was wrong. Thomas Jefferson had died 5 hours earlier.
Heard about this.
It's crazy.
I've been meaning to tell you.
I mean, that's friendship.
That I thought that we should die on the same day. Just to see if we can work that out.
Well, you're going 5 hours earlier. Is that the deal?
There is an exception to this whole thing about people already being famous and becoming friends. If you can become friends with someone who's going to become famous, you don't have to become famous to remain their friend. Case in point, Oprah and Gayle. You know Gayle King, who's always with Oprah. I mean, she's, I don't think she's married to Stedman, but she's, Stedman is her boyfriend. She's always with Gayle. And if you look up pictures of Oprah, you'll see Oprah and Gayle like hanging out and Stedman will be like in the background holding something. You know what I mean? Like that's what Stedman's there for. Gayle's the one that's in the real deal. So if you want to be a Gayle to an Oprah, You gotta find
get
an
in
Oprah.
early.
You gotta find an Oprah right now and just be a friend.
And finally, Ren and Stimpy. A dog and cats don't get along unless you star in your own Nickelodeon show from 1991 to 1996.
Those are fictional characters. Emily Siner, or Kiner, or Sinner, probably not Sinner, says, how do I successfully keep a best friend for my whole life? I'm asking because you have experience. You're right, Emily. And we think, we've talked about this before. We have a theory. We think that if you want to remain best friends with someone for your entire life, you need to, seriously, have a common goal together.
Like a project. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, if...
A lifelong something.
Or just start a business together. You know, I think that...
That could end friendships. I'd say 70% of the time that ends friendships, but there's 30% of the time
30%.
lifelong
It really
friendship.
solidifies it.
Especially if the business is bad and it fails, and then your friendship will die.
Right. If we weren't doing this, what we're saying is that we may not be friends anymore.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if that's true. We certainly have a
No.
stronger friendship because
We
we're
would still
working
be
on
friends.
this.
We have
together.
hobbies. We have shared hobbies.
I mean, you can start a soap business together, like on the movie Fight Club.
Okay.
Except, spoiler alert, they were the same person. So they weren't technically friends.
Your mind works in
Totally.
interesting ways.
Totally messed that up. You could explore a new territory together like Lewis and Clark did.
Spoiler alert, they were the same person.
Spoiler alert.
I wish there was an easier way to say spoiler alert.
Or you could co-write a screenplay called Better Will Hunting. You get that?
You know what day it is. It's Thursday. And Thursday means mail. I did a little string mute. What did you hear on your shoulder? Did you
They
notice
do
that?
die?
They
were like dead.
Do you hear that, Link? I did a string mute on your shoulder.
Yeah.
We could do something like that. Walk
Here you
off
go.
the Earth band.
I'll let you read this today.
2 guys, 1 guitar.
Check this out.
Dear Rhett and Link, I have made 2 hats out of duct tape. I'm sorry because that is the darkest green the store had. Pretty bright. It is very bright, but I hope it will do. 1 for Rhett and 1 for Link.
I see that.
Your name might not be the best cutout, so I apologize. Well, you've already apologized twice, Kennedy. Kennedy's is 11 years old, so thank you, Kennedy, for sending this. She says,
Also a president.
anyways, hope you enjoy. She's a Texan. She says she's a Texan.
Here you go, Rhett.
Congratulations, Texan.
Something tells me this one's yours.
Now, boy, look at that. Oh, it's flat bill, so it's cool. It's urban. I've been wearing a lot more hats lately, and I think I'm gonna add this to the repertoire.
Yeah, this ain't that bad.
This, first of all, the 2 guys who are in business together should wear matching hats, A. And this makes me think we should have a side business, like Crispy Town. You know, like the Fry Daddy.
So this is the start of our Crispy Town uniform.
Yeah.
It starts with the duct tape hat.
And also, even if we're not operating Crispy Town.
And was that B, by the way?
Huh?
You said A earlier, and then there was never a B.
B is about to happen.
Oh, I know.
B for about to happen right
B
here.
is the uniform. This is C.
B is...
Can we make this C?
This is C. Now you lost my train of thought. If we go to the state fair and we don't have Crispy Town, this is how we keep up with each other. You know, like when families go to the fair or amusement park and they've all got matching hats?
Or a family reunion.
And we remember who is who. Because you know how that happens. We get confused about that all the time.
Right.
Hey, Link! Where's Link? Oh, there.
The one with the link written on his hat.
The one with a fluorescent green hat.
It says link on it.
Let's go to a fair together.
I mean, this is pretty functional.
I just made a weird noise with my chair and it sounded like a fart.
Hey, this is our show. We can
Support the
fart
show
it up.
by checking out lynda.com where you can find thousands of online video tutorials.
You can learn all types of things. Video editing, motion graphics, 3D animation, more. Fulfill your dreams, equip yourself, people, and support the show. For a free trial, visit lynda.com with a Y/Rhett and Link.
You know what time it is.
Hi, I'm Jacob, and this is the Camel. And we're in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. And it's time to spin the wheel of mythicality.
Thank you, Kennedy, for the hats that we'll be wearing to every state fair from here on out. You get a free signed Good Mythical Morning poster available to the general public at RhettandLink.com/store.
Click through to Good Mythical More. We got sent to us an official Good Mythical Morning Lego set.
Official? But you mean by the person who sent it, not by Lego.
We're gonna build that thing.
Rhett is, and Link is not. Hey man, did you hear?
What?
I am.
You am? What about me?
No, you're not.
Are you sure you're not is? Because I think you is.
I is, and I am. Yeah,
No,
I
yeah.
is, but you're not, and you aren't. And you won't.
Now I'm going to proceed to do what my 4-year-old does when he loses a piece to his Legos. I lost a little piece of my... No, I'm not going to do it. It's annoying. I keep telling him it's annoying, but he doesn't listen to me.